Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the channel. My name is Logan, aka the Army Vet Trucker. If it's your first time here, I am an extra board line haul truck driver for a company called ABF Freight. Today we are at our home terminal here in Dallas. We're all set. We're just about to take off here. I already did my pre-trip and departed myself out and everything, and everything's all good to go. Pretty uneventful this morning. Didn't have to go to the shop. Didn't have any major issues. So we are heading down to Laredo this morning. It's going to be the first time that we've gone down to Laredo and laid down there since the last time we had an issue down there. And I talked about that issue we had in a previous video. So I'm not sure if you guys remember it or maybe you skipped over that video, but just to give you a brief summary of what happened in that last video that I explained what happened down in Laredo. I talked about the hotel issue that happened down there, and basically, long story short, okay, let me back up a little bit. So the hotel situation with ABF, right? It's a little complicated. So larger terminals that have a bigger line haul operation, they usually have a contract with the local hotel or an agreement of sorts that has a shuttle service, and you literally just pull the truck with the set into the terminal, drop it, grab your stuff, take the shuttle to the hotel. It's that easy. Now, at our smaller hotels, they usually put it on the driver to find a place. And some terminals may have one, maybe two hotels that accept CLC that you have the option of going to. But Laredo has like 6 hotels that we have the option of going to. And they're all pretty average hotels, nothing crazy, nothing too outstanding. But typically, especially on a weekend, and today is Saturday, and we're going to be getting there around noon, 2 p.m., somewhere in there today, the hotels fill up quick down there. So you usually want to call around the time that you're leaving or the time that you're aware that you're going to Laredo. You want to set up a reservation ahead of time. And so that's what I usually do. And so the last time I went down to Laredo, I called ahead. I called the Courtyard by Marriott down there in Laredo off 35. A pretty good hotel, probably one of the best ones that we're able to stay in down there. And it was probably like 2 in the morning, same as right now. It's like, well, it's 6 right now, but I got the dispatch at 3. So I called him at like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning before I even left my house. And I talked to a guy, and he, I told him everything, told him my name, told him, what time I'd be there, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, sounds good. See you then. We got room. And I was like, okay, sounds good. See you then. So, for all I know, everything's fine. So, fast forward, get down there to Laredo, drop my set, punch the clock, PC over to the hotel, bobtail, and park, and get down there, and different ladies there, of course, it's like 12 hours later, and she's like, I tell her, I'm like, here, check in. She's like, where's your reservation? I was like, well, I called and I made it this morning, talked to the guy that was here at 3 in the morning, and she's like, no, you don't have a room. And I was like, what do you mean? And so I tell her, I called at 3, I talked to the guy that was here, and he told me that I was good, and she was like, well, what's your reservation number? And I was like, well, I didn't get that, I just thought that it was good. And she's like, well, if you don't have a reservation number, then we don't have any rooms, so I don't know what to tell you. So I just kind of stared at her for a second. I was like, what the heck do you want me to do here? And I called Central, and it's probably, like I said, it was a little bit earlier than what I'm going to be there today. I think it was probably like 11, something like that, a.m. And so I'm sitting there staring at this lady at 11 a.m. and I call Central Dispatch. That's usually our procedure. Well, first I called our other hotels that we can stay at, and they're all booked up. They don't have anything available. Not like that I can come to immediately. So I call Central Dispatch. That's usually our procedure when we're having hotel issues. and they have strings that they can pull and find rooms wherever, you know, whenever you can't. So that's what I did. I called Central. He's like, "Oh, let me look and I'll call you back." And he calls me back and he says there's nothing available until 2 p.m. So I can go back to the terminal, punch the clock again, and get paid until 2, and then go to a hotel. So that's like, I don't know, 3-4 hours. And so I'm like, well, hey, how about this? How about I go back to the terminal, pick up the outbound set that's heading north for me after my rest, and just take it north until I run out of hours, and then stay at a hotel on the way back up. And he's like, that's not a bad idea if you don't mind doing that. And so that's what I did. I wound up going back, grabbing the set, and I went up to a Comfort Inn in Cotulla and stayed there for my rest, and then came the rest of the way back up to Dallas the next day. So kind of a mess. And I guess I'm a glutton for punishment. I think that's the saying, because I called and made a reservation at the same hotel this time. I don't know. It's one of the nicer ones that we can stay at, so if we can get in there, it's great. But I know I should be definitely good today. Should be definitely, probably, you know. Because I called this morning, and I actually got a reservation number this time, so learned my lesson. And 2, I'm covering a bid run this morning, and the bid driver that usually drives this run has like a dedicated room. Since he's there like 3-4 times a week, and he knows exactly what time he's going to be there and what days, he just has a constant reservation, like a constant room available at that hotel for the days he's there. So theoretically, there's 2 rooms there right now that one of the 2 are going to be mine tonight, so, or later today. So we should be good today. But I know I said long story short, so I apologize. I rambled on for a little bit, but anyways, I know it's been a while since the last video. The last video we tried out the chest mount camera POV, I guess, and a few guys chimed in, said they liked the head cam better, and I figured that was going to happen. I think the head point of view is just a little bit more immersive, I guess. It's a POV style video. I'm trying to get you guys to see what I see, and I think the head cam's the best way to do that. So I agree. I think that the head cam's better, and back now on this video, I'm back to a head cam. So you guys probably noticed I had to pick up another one, and I didn't even notice how expensive it was going to be, because the headband I'd already had. I had a GoPro 7 before. You guys probably remember from the older videos on the channel, and I got that probably like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and when I got that, I got a variety pack of mounts and stuff, and it came with a headband, but I had to buy an adapter for it to work with this camera. It's a DJI Action 2 camera, so I had to buy an adapter to make that head cam, and that adapter was probably 20-30 bucks or something. So that's what I lost out on more, is that adapter, not even the headband. I was thinking about that, and I was like, dang, man, that's a little bit more upsetting than it was originally when I found out I had to do that. And then this headband, I went first party with it instead of going third party. I got an actual DJI headband, and it was like 30 bucks. So we're in it deep now, boys. 50 bucks. I'm just kidding. No, it's all right. It's fine. I don't mind. You know, I like to do these videos, and I know that you guys enjoy it. So anyways, now that I'm done rambling, we're gonna get on past here, downtown Dallas. They got the skyline lit up for Veterans Day, so that's pretty cool. I appreciate that. Me being a veteran myself, I know a lot of veterans watch my videos, and if you guys are previous members of the armed forces, just know that I do appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for your service. If you're currently an active service member right now, I appreciate you guys, everything that you do, and you stood up and raised your right hand and swore an oath to defend the Constitution and defend the United States. So I appreciate that. But with all that being said, guys, we're gonna get on our way back down to Laredo, and I will chime back in with y'all if anything interesting happens, and we'll talk to you here in a little bit. Alrighty guys, so here we are down here in Laredo, and I can't believe what I just did, man. Oh my gosh. Such a rookie mistake, man. Nothing with ABF, just rookie mistake being a YouTuber. I had my freaking camera set to time-lapse still, man. Like I literally, I'll see if it's any of it's usable. I don't think it will be, but I mean, I literally was just sitting there filming, getting into this terminal for like the last 20 minutes, and I just realized I was in time-lapse. But I mean, I don't know how much, like I said, I'll be able to use of that footage, and obviously none of the audio will get brought over, but let's see, try to get even here if possible. I'm sure, I don't even know any of the footage is going to be usable, but basically, I mean, you guys see this line of trucks right here, and I'll show you when I'm leaving here, now that I have the proper mode set to drive with and talk to you guys instead of time-lapse. This line of trucks just goes all the way around this corner, and this is Mines Road right here. If you guys know Laredo, that's Mines Road to the left where these trucks are. And that's 69W, and that's the World Trade Bridge. So all these trucks are just sitting here waiting to go to Mexico right now. And I'll show you guys when I leave out of here the nightmare that I just had to endure. And I got it all on live action, you know, on camera, just to wind up messing up the recording. But hey, what can you do, guys? Live and you learn. So I'm just dropping this set here. I already went into the office and got all checked in. So all we're doing now is just dropping this set here and heading to the hotel. We're gonna be all set with the hotel this time. I'm not making the same mistake that I did last time. We ought to have at least one room waiting for us. We got the room that I called for this morning at like 3 a.m. that I got a reservation number for. And then we also got the room that the bid driver that normally runs this route, the room he normally stays in. So one way or another, we're gonna get a room here, man. Yeah, all these trucks are just sitting here lapped around all the way on Mines Road, and they go down for like a mile. And I'll show you guys here in a second once I'm leaving. The only way in and out of this terminal is right there at that driveway, right where that green truck is over there, the ABF sign. There's a driveway right there. That's the only way in and out. And yeah, I'll show you guys here in a second, just a little bit more. I gotta go off duty here and go out the gate, and I'll be right back. All right, PC to hotel, save. All right, we should be good there. And I'm gonna get the GPS going, got a little grease on my hand, nice. Courtyard by Marriott. Start. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, this is the only way in and out of this terminal. And I mentioned it earlier in the time-lapse video that you're not going to be able to hear, but this terminal, or this, excuse me, this overpass right here, you can go from Mines Road over to 69, leaving away from the border on this overpass. But you can't do the same coming onto Mines Road from away from the border. So it's kind of a crappy situation because you can't, from that side of the road, you can't get over here. So you have to be over here on this side of the road. And here, I'm gonna try to focus here right now. Might wind up having to kind of blind out right here. This guy's gonna help me out. Coordination. So yeah, this line of trucks here is all just trying to get across the border, and they're backed up like a mile that way, I'm telling you. And I had to come from this way over here and down Mines back that way, and there's no way to U-turn because it's and these guys are just trying to cut the whole line, dickheads. Excuse my language. There's no way to U-turn over there, so you got to make a block. And there's a bunch of warehouses out that way, and everybody's trying to do the same thing. There's so much dang truck traffic down here. I was saying earlier that I keep having to repeat myself, but I'm not repeating myself because you guys didn't hear any of it because it was all time lapse. But anyways, there's so much dang truck traffic down here in Laredo, man. It's a nightmare. And this has got to be the worst that I've ever seen it. Like I mean, there was times when I was down here for, and this guy, look at him, trying to get across. There was times when I was down here with the guard that I think I saw it pretty bad like this. And, oh, let's see what's going on here. But never with ABF have I seen it this bad. It's just a Saturday, you know, I don't really know if it's like this every Saturday, but I've come down here quite a few times with ABF, and I've never seen it like this. It is a nightmare. But, yeah, Laredo, man, if you guys live down here, then I feel for you. You know, and the further down Mines Road you go, I mean, I guess it gets better for when you're going into coming into Laredo, but like for example XPO, they're all the way down at the very, like one of the last warehouses on Mines Road leaving Laredo, and there's another border crossing up that way on an old toll road that's up there, 255, and that's the Mines Road connects to that road from Laredo. But yeah, no, XPO is all the way out there, man, and I'm sure getting into the terminal is not the hard part, because it's pretty much a straight shot. You gotta get through some lights, but it's leaving. Mines Road gets so, like, I can only imagine what it's like further back there right now. Like, I feel for you guys, man. XPO drivers, chime in the comments if you ever had to go through the Laredo terminal, man. It looks brand new. It looks like a super nice terminal, but you gotta sit there for, I mean, some days I bet you have to sit there just to get on 35 to leave your terminal. You probably have to wait an hour just to get down Mines Road. And let me know, I don't know if you could turn left on Mines Road and then go up to the old toll road and then cut across to 35 that way. If it's faster sometimes, that might be the way you have to go, but I don't know, man, it's a nightmare. And that, what I just had to go through, like I think I told you guys that I had to go make a block, and then that line of trucks was all the way for like a mile down. So I wasn't about to just hop in line with my doubles and just hop in line to go to Mexico, just to go down a quarter of a mile just to turn into the terminal. So I wound up just freaking popping out there just like I did just a second ago with my trailers, scooting down in the middle lane, and luckily a guy, you know, I had my blinker on way early and he recognized what I was trying to do pretty quickly, and he left enough space for the driveway for me to get in. So I don't know, man, that's some rough stuff right there. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna quit rambling on here. I'm gonna heading the rest of the way over here to the hotel. Got about 7 more minutes down here to get to the courtyard, and fingers crossed, you know, like I said, I got at least 1 room waiting for me, probably 2, but we'll see. But anyways, guys, I'll quit rambling here and I'll catch back up with y'all once we get to the hotel. Alrighty, guys, and just like that, here we are at the courtyard here in Laredo. Wasn't too bad getting over here, it was just getting away from Mines Road, that was the main thing. But not too bad of a room here, guys. It's probably one of the better rooms that we are able to stay at with ABF. More fancy by any means. Got a nice toilet here. Shower's pretty nice. Got everything you need right there. I'll bring everything with me that I need, but in case you forget. Got double beds in this one. Sometimes they do suites. I guess it just all depends on what's available. But already started getting my stuff unpacked here. Got a TV, microwave, little pull-out desk right there. Got a fridge down here. Let's see if it has in my freezer. Got a little baby one. Might be able to fit my freezer packs in there, but we'll see. Got a window over here. Able to see the patio, and I don't know if you guys can see it, but right through the trees there's another ABF driver right there to the left, and then my truck's kind of behind the trees over there, but pretty cool. You can peek out the window, make sure your truck's still there, not that anybody would steal it, right? But anyways, guys, that's gonna wrap this one up. I apologize for earlier. I can't believe I recorded for like 30 minutes thinking I was recording normally, and then just was doing it on time lapse. But by any means, that's how you learn. I'll make sure not to do that again now. But with all that being said, guys, I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure you smash that like button. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, advice, feel free to drop it in the comments below. If you have anything you'd like to discuss on a more one-on-one level, make sure you send me an email. It's always listed down in the description. And then last but not least, if you guys are enjoying this type of content, want to see more of it in the future, please consider smashing that subscribe button. It's free to you, and it means a lot to me. With all that being said, guys, appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.